What is going on, you guys? Welcome to today's video. I've got a smile on my face because UPS, they came through. We officially have rear bags for the wagon, which means today we can complete the car and have the entire thing aired out. This is everything you get in the Slam Series kit for the Mark IVs. We got 2 rear bags right there. We have our top mount right here. We have our base plate for the bottom right there. We have 2 quick connects that will go to each bag like so. We have all of our hardware to attach the top plate on like that. And then we do have to go to the store and grab a 1732 drill bit to actually drill a hole to fit in our nutsert. You can see you drill a hole right there on the top portion. This threads in, and then this is where your top plate actually, once this cover comes off, that screws into that, holding everything in place. And then we're pretty much good to go. Looks like a very easy install. They actually give you the tool to actually thread in the nutsert, which is cool. So we have everything. It's complete. We're good to go. We got bags. We got base plates. We got everything. Have to go to the store, grab a drill bit, and then we're ready to send it. So, gotta say, car feels great. I've always been a fan of bags, and the Performance Series front with the adjustable dampening, that kind of stuff, like, the car feels really good. This is like my first full drive I've done around the neighborhood, but this is like my first time out on the street. But there's no weird noises, no clunks. I mean, car feels really solid. Yeah, like I said, currently I think when I read the manual, the front struts are set to, I think, negative like 3 clicks down on the softness, but I can go soft if I wanted to, or I can stiffen up more if I need to. But currently the car feels good. So like if I want it more aggressive for like tighter handling, we can adjust it a little bit, but right now the car feels really nice. Also wanted to mention, last night I left the car aired up overnight to check for leaks this morning. Left the car at about 45 PSI, and today didn't drop at all. So good to know there's no leaks in my front system at all. And then currently we're driving at about 45 PSI, which I'll have to measure, but it looks like it's either the same as the KWs or a little bit higher, but fine with me. Okay, so drill bit has been acquired. Now we're gonna go through and get our top mounts assembled to our bags like so. You have our hardware right here. We'll get these put on, and then once these are done, we'll go through, drill our hole, get our nutserts in, and that's pretty much it. And then in the car they go. Should be a very straightforward, easy install. Easy enough. Both of our rear bags are assembled. It just says to put the air fitting where it has the maximum clearance. So I got it right in the center like so. And then these ones tighten down in the nutserts on top of the bag. Don't go crazy in these ones. Just, you can feel when it stops, and that's good. So those are on there. Your little nut goes on the inside right in there. So next we're gonna go ahead and add these to the car. And then these will be on the bottom, but ready to drill some holes in the car. Rear spring number 1 and rear spring number 2. So both KW rear springs are now out. The KW shocks themselves, these will stay in the car because we didn't do the performance one, so these will do the job just fine. Now we need to go through and drill a hole, which is going to be up inside of this piece right here. We'll toss in our nutsert, which is this one, and then after that our bags ready to go in. So I don't know if my wagon is just special, but you can see right here it says use 1732 drill bits to drill out that section, so this will fit. But to my surprise, if we go underneath the car here and we look up at the hole, this fits perfectly. All I do is flare it out and it's good to go. So I don't have to do any drilling. Mine just works. I don't know if every Mark IV has this hole like that size, but I don't have to do any drilling, which is nice. So that's cool. Now I do, however, on the bottom side, this circle down here, we have to go through and make it slightly bigger. That way this bottom piece can sit down inside there. Oh, I did try that. It doesn't quite fit. So this will have to get a little bit bigger. But as far as these, they're ready to go in. So our first nutsert has been installed, which is way up there. Very easy to do. The provided tool actually works super nice, which is this one right here. All you have to do is once you set the nutsert up into the hole, use a wrench to hold this center collar right here, and you just tighten down on the nut head itself, and then obviously goes down, puts pressure and crunches this down, and your nutsert is installed. So super nice tool. Very glad it was included. And now one more to do, and then bags are going in. Okay, it's been a minute since our last clip, but the rear bags are in enough to just be set in place. The top is screwed into the nutsert. You can see it sitting right there. The longest process so far has been going through and opening up the bottom. This section down here, you have to grind that hole out a bit bigger. As you can see over here, they just grinded the outside out. I want to say maybe a millimeter out, but it's kind of a pain to actually do. I'm actually went to the store trying to find a different tool to actually do it better. Finally got it. So now we can go through. If you look, you can see I have the fitting on the front. We're going to follow this sensor down. For the airline, it's going to come down through here, out the same hole, and then boom, right to the bag. Won't have any issue hitting anything. That'll be good to go. We can bolt up the rear beam, and then yeah, the back of the car shall be done. Bam. Bag, fitting, same on the other side. Almost ready to go. So on the driver's side of the car, you can see that grommet that's right there. We're gonna go ahead and snake this line through that one. It'll come out the same way as this one, right to our bag. So very clean. Line number one is officially ran to the bag. All ran the OEM way, protected by this. There's no kinks, no bends, nothing to hit it. And when I air out the car, all of this will be over here on the safe side. Nothing to get pinched or hit. So that's our first one. That's good to go. I gotta run this one to the back right, and then we're done. I'm ready to see how this thing looks aired out on all four corners. Passenger rear bag officially ran as well, same way as the other one. All through here, tucked away, you can't see anything. This still closes just as it should. And then on the back side, I pulled all of this back out, and I ran that last line underneath the carpet there. So everything kind of central to here, and then it goes that way. But when everything's back in, you won't see anything. No tank, no compressor, no lines, no switches. Like, everything's hidden, which is super cool. So all I need to do now is just go ahead and put the wheels back on, put all this back in the car, and we can test it out. The wagon is officially back on the ground. You can see the massive gap. We're currently at like 75, 80 PSI in the rear. So I'll make sure we're gonna clear the jack, which obviously plenty of space. The only limiting factor we might have coming down, I don't know if it's gonna sit right here or might tuck the wheel. We'll have to just see, but these are the KW rear struts, which are a little bit taller than the adjustable BC ones. But I've been told people run their stock shocks in the rear. They just cut out the bump stops. So this one still has the bump stops that are up in there. If I need to, we can remove them, but I think we'll be just fine. So let's go ahead and hop in the car. I'm gonna go ahead and just air out just the rear by itself very slowly, just to kind of see where it's gonna end. So we're currently at just about 0 PSI, and it's sitting right there. You can see that right there on the very edge of the tire. So, which I don't mind this at all, but if I want it to go more, we either need to add a little bit of camber so it can come over this. We either need to, I'm not doing the whole shave your tire thing. We're not doing that. I could run a bigger stretch, but honestly, not the biggest deal. We could go through, these rear fenders are flat, but we could try and pull them out just a little bit. It needs like a millimeter. But honestly though, that looks sick. Woo! It's close. Actually, this side might pop over. So this side, a lot of times with these cars that have the single rear beam, the beam sometimes shifts left or right just a little bit, and it looks like actually there is more poke on that side than this side. You can see. So honestly, if I kind of like grease this up with some tire shine, it might pop over, but then again, be really careful. If it pops over and slams down, we're messing up this. We don't want to do that. So honestly, I don't mind this. Oh, all right, we'll go ahead and air the front. We can kind of see the entire thing. So rears are out. Front is all the way out. I'm sorry, it's hard to see in the garage a little bit, but oh. Ooh, look at that. The front came down a little bit more. It's like, it's so close now. Oh, she's looking good. Again, I apologize, not much light right now. Oh, the wagon looks so good. Oh, so pleased. So pleased. Look at this thing sitting nice and low. Oh, I love it. So, I'm not going to end this video just yet. I want to see it in the light, also show you guys in the light and be able to see the entire car. So we'll pick back up in the morning. But like, I'm hyped on this. Hyped. So there she is in the daylight, freshly bagged wagon. This thing's looking so good. We'll call this V1. I was talking about last night maybe doing camber in the rear, but I totally forgot. I have a set of 20mm adapters. These are 30s. I have some 20s inside. We might swap them out. An extra 10mm in might get us exactly where I want to be without having to add more camber, needing drop plates, anything like that. So I'm going to try those today. And then also in the front, I need to roll that fender. I think it is this fender, that fender. So roll the passenger fender, do the 20mm adapters in the rear, and that might have the car down a little bit more in the front, down a little more in the back, and just sitting perfect. Although as it sits right now, it looks really good. Really, really good. One thing, however, that is throwing me off a little bit, this bumper, because it does swoop up in the front, the very front of the car isn't super low to the ground, but overall, like the whole look just, it looks good, it works. Like I said, once the car drops about another ½ inch in the front and about the same in the rear, we'll be sitting exactly where I want for the V2 version of this. But as it currently sits, I did no more changes. I mean, she's looking good. Don't forget, this Friday's Ace Cafe Euro Night starts about 6 p.m. and they've actually been getting bigger and bigger. So definitely make sure you guys come out. So good. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Do not forget, be thankful for every single day. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.